I would say it's better to move on and then come back to it. The big problem with any assignment is that you can animate. It's the same with any art form, really. You can keep doing something forever and keep improving that one little thing, or keep noodling it, or keep just trying to finesse it, and you'll learn from it. But at some point, it's really just kind of being super nitpicky for no reason, and you kind of stop progressing as quickly. So my typical philosophy is to do something and then try to move on fairly quickly. Once I reach the point where I feel like I'm not really improving it anymore, I've gotten it, even if it's not working, it's like, okay, something's about it's not right, and I don't know the answer. Unless I can find the answer right away, either try again or move on to something else, learn something else, and then come back to the pendulum afterwards. It's the same thing like when you're doing a pose, for example. I could, and you've seen me do this on stream many times, hopefully many of you, is I'll work on a pose on one frame, I'll work on it, it's like, okay, it's looking good. And then there's a point where I go, okay, next pose, work on that. I'll come back to the first pose, and it's like suddenly all the problems and mistakes that I couldn't see before stand out. And then I'll go back and fix that. Instead of taking more time to just sit on that first pose and try to perfect it right off the bat, by going to something else and then coming back, you start to see the mistakes much more easily. It resets your brain. So do a pendulum assignment, figure that out. Whatever results you get. From there, move on to a different assignment, a tail overlap assignment, or a vanilla walk assignment, or back to a bouncing ball. Whichever assignment you want, maybe some posing tests. And then, once you do those, jump back to the pendulum and try it again. And see what you remember, what you don't, how can you improve. And you'll see the mistakes and the areas that you struggle with more clearly. So that would be my recommendation. That's what tends to work for me. The biggest thing is we don't want to stay on one thing. Like, let's say you do a pendulum. Okay, now I'm going to do another pendulum. And then another pendulum. And another pendulum. Our eyes won't have enough time to reset and kind of see things fresh. Now, if you're doing a totally different pendulum, okay, you're going to, like, for example, let's say we're doing walks, for example. I could do a walk, then a run, then a stumble, then a jog. And each one is a little different. I can learn different things from them. That's okay. But if I'm doing a walk, and then another walk, and then another walk, at some point I'm just going to be repeating the same thing and falling into a routine versus stepping away and then, okay, let's get this information to sink in. Go through. So yeah, the moment that you're stuck on changing things and it's like, I'm not sure what's working better anymore, that's when it's assigned to either get some feedback, so you have specific things to change, or move on and come back later. So that's my usual guideline. The moment that I don't feel like I'm improving it anymore, or that I'm not making clear decisions, it's time to take a break. Time to step away and then come back maybe the next day. So yeah, you could also do it in a different style. That's the other thing. Like if I'm doing a walk in a very realistic style and then a walk in a very cartoony, like Looney Tunes style, okay, that's very different as well. And that's fine. But if I'm just doing a vanilla walk, same style, and just to try and enforce it, that's not really going to help as much. So I hope that helps. And I hope that helps everyone, because we all fall into that noodling. So for anyone who doesn't know that term noodling, it's when you get to a point on your shot, on your animation, on your drawings, whatever, where you're making changes, but none of the changes are improving the shot, and you don't know what you should be doing. It's just like, I need to move that something here. Let's move the head. Nah. Meh. Okay, move the arm. And you're just making these like small little tweaks, just looking at it and hoping for the best. you're not pushing forward. You don't have a goal. It's not right, but I don't know how to make it right. So I'm just gonna touch things and hopefully it works out. We don't. The moment noodling starts happening, move on, go on to something else, because that's a time waster. I still fall into that sometimes, where I'll be working on something and it's just, I've got to get this one little thing perfect, and you spend like an hour just tweaking the one tiny thing over and over and over. It's a waste of time.